Okay, so for this example, we're asked for the function given by the graph in figure 1, find each of the following function values. So f of 3, f of negative 2, and then we're asked to estimate the zeros of f of x. Okay, so f of 3 means we have an input of 3, and we want to know what the output is. Okay, so a graph of a function always has ordered pairs, right? A graph is always consistent of ordered pairs. So the ordered pairs are basically x, the input, and the output, right? So in this case, we are interested in our first coordinate, our x value being 3, and trying to figure out what that y coordinate would be. All right, so we'll go ahead and look for 3 on the x-axis, and then follow it to the graph. So following it to the graph, it corresponds to this value here. And then go to the left, and that's the corresponding. Let me do that a little better there. And the corresponding y value. Okay, so that coordinate there would be 3, 4. In other words, we have an output of 4. Okay, so when we have an x value, the output is 4. When we have an x value of 3, the output is 4. All right, part B here. We'll have an input of negative 2 this time. And once again, we want to know what the output is. So we're looking for an ordered pair that looks like negative 2, comma, question mark, whatever that is. And so here's negative 2, follow it to the graph. Well, there's that point, and then go to the right to the y-axis. And you see that it's a value of negative 1 because that corresponds to the ordered pair negative 2, negative 1. All right, part C here. Slightly different because this time we're not finding inputs. We're not finding an output. We're actually finding inputs because to estimate the zeros of f of x, that means we need to figure out where f of x is 0. So in this case, that means we're looking for ordered pairs of this form. Looking for that x value that gives us a y value of 0. In other words, that's the output. But we need to figure out what the input is. That's the unknown. Okay. And so, well, y value of 0 means where it touches that x-axis. So I'm going to get rid of this point here so we can kind of zoom in just a tad there. Okay. And it appears that it happens at this point here and at this point here. That looks like it's roughly about maybe negative 2.2 comma 0 and comma positive 2.2 comma 0. And so it looks like our x values, and roughly this is an estimate, I don't have the exact value because it's not falling on a nice lattice or it's not falling on a corner or anything like that. It's somewhere in between, right? And so I could estimate that maybe possibly to be negative 2.2 for the first x value and maybe x equal to positive 2.2. Roughly, approximately. Okay, so that's it for this video.